What's up, everybody? It's Roger and Victoria here from DisKingdom.com, and in this episode we're going to be discussing Dining Plan and its return to being a free offer at Walt Disney World. But we literally just put the story up. So, Victoria, do you want to explain what's going to be happening with this on this offer that's just come in?
Actually, it's really strange because they really haven't given us much details compared to the previous years. The only thing I was told is that it's definitely going to be Monday. Although Disney, of course, is always subject to change, but I'm pretty positive it's going to be Monday. And it's going to be from select dates between August of this year and to December.
Okay. And so this is this kind of thing, obviously, with Dining Plan. Have you ever used the Dining Plan when you've been in Disney World?
Once, only once.
Yeah. We did it. I'm just trying to think. We've done it twice. On both our last visits. Before I only really with my wife. The first few times we never did it because we never stayed on property. Now, obviously, for us as Brits, it's slightly different. Disney dining is quite often included in our packages because we're going for like 2 weeks. They give us some $200, $100. They usually give us a 14-day ticket for the price of $7. And usually it's, at the moment, the current offer is book a moderate, deluxe, or deluxe villa resort with your tickets, and everyone will get free dining. Obviously, it depends on what level you're in, is what level you're going to get. And if you're at the value resort, you get your free breakfast, which can apparently save you up to £700. And this one is going to be running... It looks like this offer is available for bookings made between April and July for selected dates, minimum 5 nights. Obviously dates and stuff all change around. Now, what was your experience of using the dining plan, and how long were you there for?
I was there for about, it was almost a week, and I just got added onto my friend's dining plan just because one of her family members couldn't go at the last minute, and I got invited. So originally, I never even planned on using it. But it was pretty useful I would say it's useful if you're going to be there more than 5 days.
Yeah.
If you're going to be there like maybe 3 days, it's really not worth it. But it's just because we got to use a lot of snack options. We did eat at, what was it? It was Golden Horseshoe, I think. Yeah. Diamond Horseshoe. I can't remember which one's in Disney World right now. But yeah, we did eat there. We got a lot of choices for restaurants. It was pretty useful. Like I said, if you're there for more than 5 days, then I say do it. If it's between 3 or 4, then I would reconsider using it.
Yeah, I just remember there the first time we actually in Disney World we only did it once, but we've also done the same thing with Paris where we've done it once all in and once where we didn't do it in. Depends on the offers that are going around. On one hand, it's good in the fact that you don't feel like you're really spending proper money because you're not really using cash. It's one thing when you are there and you are spending money, it's amazing how quickly your pocket full of money will disappear. Obviously, you have paid for it. Now, there is a difference of if you're going to be staying on site and you're not staying on site, it's worth looking at the price of including it or not. Because if it's going to whack up your bill, you want to make sure that the money you're spending you're not going to end up spending more on getting the free dining package than if you were just going to spend your food anyway. I know last time when we did it, we upgraded to the moderate hotel, and therefore we were like, well, okay, so £300-400 for the two of us to upgrade our hotel and get all of our food. For us, seemed like a good option because we were there for 2 weeks. So
right.
It was a really good offer for us. It was great. We enjoyed using it. We were on the quick service plan, so it was quite. It was good the fact that pretty much every morning you could have the breakfast, but what we actually found that it was actually going to work out cheaper. For example, my wife, she was only going to have like toast and bacon for us to buy her breakfast and save her credit to use for lunch or something else because of all that. And if we were going out for the day, or if we were going out to Universal or going out driving or to the beach, you'd save all those credits. So then when you did go to the park, you had basically the whole day where you weren't spending any food. It does make a big difference in your psychology of the idea that you're not buying food.
Right, that you're not spending too much on it. I know a while ago they were testing a 1-day dining plan, like a while back. I don't know how it went though, because I haven't checked the dining plans, so I don't know if it was successful or not, or if they even kept it. But I do feel like if it's for like 1 day, then that's not bad either. I know that would help the APs.
Yeah, I think especially like if you're only there for a day or two, buying what you want when you want is probably the better option. That for us, we had this like side thing of saying like, okay, we're not going to have burger and fries. That was like almost like a set thing of every time we tried to eat, we were trying to eat something different, trying to eat something that was different. You know, trying to, you go to the Yeti and you have the rice, and then if you go to Epcot and it was all about trying not just to have the quick service traditional. And I think we only had burger and fries like twice over 2 weeks in Disney because we were trying actively to avoid. We were having pizza, we were having just the idea of, because everyone I think just jumped straight to quick service thinking, oh, it's just rubbish food. Well, actually, you can eat quite well if you look at it quite well, especially if you use Epcot and stuff. So I think it's one of those situations of you really have to do the numbers to see whether or not it's a benefit. I think for us, as it's a great option, especially when we're there longer. It does break up your money. It means that you can almost plan a little bit better for your money in terms of going, okay, we've added that on, the food's included, it means then that you're not spending much. Having the snacks, it's also quite important to work out your snacks properly. There's no point getting bottles of water when it's cheaper for you to buy them and use your credit on, because this is the thing, you can get like a bottle of water or like a $5-6 snack. But if you're grabbing a bottle of water, it's only like $1 or $2. In some ways you've got to get your idea or keep your bottle of water from breakfast and take it with you into the park and take your sodas. All these little things, they all change how you're getting around the parks and just trying to save a little bit of money.
Exactly. Actually, for Americans, I think the best time to actually have a dining plan is when there's a festival at Epcot. So, like, if there's Food and Wine or Flower and Garden right now, you can actually use those as snack credits for those.
Yeah, we were there luckily for the Food and Wine. We did use a few of those snack credits up, and it almost got to that thing. If we had a few snacks during the day, we didn't really want lunch because we'd eaten a few times. It's definitely a benefit, I think, for there. And it's that thing of, I don't know, from your point as an American, how it might vary for us. For me, if I'm going back to Walt Disney World, the dining plan is a big thing for us. If we were going back, I would want to include it. It is nice to have some freedom. Sometimes you want to go somewhere. When we'd go to Universal, it'd be like, right, I'd be like, I want to eat with a knife and fork tonight. That was like, I want some metal knife and fork and a plate. I want to, you were like, right, when we were out, we wanted to make the advantage of not having quick service. But it's a big thing for European and overseas tourists to use those credits to especially with the price of traveling and stuff. But as I said, Americans, how do you feel like from your friends and stuff of how that goes down?
Honestly, I like, unless you're not a seasoned visitor, I don't really see many of my friends using the dining plan. Like, they'll use, because a lot of us are annual pass holders, not myself, of course, but so they'll just use their AP discount. But I actually booked a family not too long ago, and it was a big decision for them on whether or not they were going to get a dining plan or not. Because I feel like when it's a family, it compared to a solo traveler, it's a lot bigger of a decision to handle.
Yeah, a friend of mine, they went out 2 years ago, and they were in a deluxe resort, so they had like table service included. And I remember saying to them at the time, it's like, well, you can go into the quick service and use them, and I think you get more credits that way, because they were booking up all their meals in advance, 180 days beforehand, and they go, so I was saying to them, like, you're not always going to want to sit down and have a full, 3-course lunch and dinner. You're going to maybe just want to grab burger and fries because you're busy and you don't want to do it, and they had kids and stuff. And they had so many food credits left because they just weren't using them enough. And for me, there's that thing of, like, it's all very fine being a deluxe and having those options, but for a European visit for 7 to 14 days, 21 days even, that makes it, they're almost too much food. You can't actually eat it all. There's, you wouldn't necessarily want to eat that many massive meals.
Right, exactly. Not to mention, you're really not, the food there is an experience in itself, depending on where you go to, but at the end of the day, you don't have that much time. No. You're trying to get everything, well, unless you're European, you got that 2-week thing, but even so, 2 weeks can go by very quickly.
Yeah, and for me, I have a dislike of this whole kind of pre-booking all your meals 180 days in advance, because I'd like a little bit of spontaneity. It's like that thing of if you're standing there in the middle of Egypt, or not in Egypt, in the middle of like Mexico, on the this, and you're like, I'm hungry. There's a Mexican food. Shall we eat there? You know, there's that thing of like, well, there we're here. You don't remember? Oh well, I'm going to make my way the entire opposite end of the park because I've looked on this map when I was planning and it didn't quite feel so far. You know, I don't like being. There's one thing having one or two special events booked in, but I'm not a big fan of having too much pre-planned before you go.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. It's like I don't mind changing up an ADR, not in the middle because you get charged $10 per head if you cancel 24 hours ahead of time. But I probably usually do maybe one planned trip. I mean, one planned restaurant, any trip.
Yeah, I think if you're on the deluxe one, if you've got that many sit-down menus, you have to book in, and then therefore it becomes almost that thing of that takes over the holiday, and it can become a bit of a chore of trying to do it. I mean, obviously you can go around to different resorts. So if you've been there a few times, you can really make the most of this. And it's like snack credits, using them properly. And I mean, I think with the deluxe one, you get even more snack credits. So it's definitely worth working out if it's going to be valuable to you.
Yeah, I agree. It's like that's really something you have to figure out, like how many people in your party, how often are they going to eat, and then it's like when you do get it, you have to worry about using up those snack credits at the end of the day. Because I've actually had a few families like offer to get me ice cream and a whole bunch of times just because they have snack credits they need to use up.
Yeah. You usually would see a lot of kids and families in getting all the goofy candy, snacks as they go into the airport, and I think we did the same. But the snacks can vary. I mean, I remember being at there was an ice cream place over in the Broadwalk. I mean, I don't know if it's still there with the new creamery opening up, but we got an ice cream there. It was like 2 free scoops on this massive thing. I'm going, this is a massive treat. Or you're ending up with some little I know going into Goofy Candy in downtown Disney as it was, or Disney Springs, that was a great little treat and keep taking things back. But it worked. So I know then when I went to Disneyland Paris and all I had was this little ticket for lunch, it never quite felt the same as having the bands, and they were all buffets and stuff. But it never quite felt quite as easy as with the Magic Bands of just going in, grabbing your things, grabbing your drinks, and getting out. It was so much more easier in Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I think they're actually trying to expand the Magic Band payment system to Disneyland now. I remember them saying they're going to be doing a little bit of testing, but I think that's not going to start till the summertime.
Yeah, I mean, I think as even just taking that over to Disneyland, maybe it might not work quite in the same way, but if they can do it, it does work. I mean, I really hope they bring having done the whole Disney World with the Magic Band, where you had your fast passes and you had your dining plan and you had your passes, everything on there. When you went back to doing it in Paris, where there was nothing and it was everything back to paper, it was like, it was quite a step back. But at the same time, you lose that flexibility with the electronic system.
Oh, I was having culture shock when I went to Disneyland Paris, and I was like, wait, we got to get a paper fast pass?
Yes.
For Crush Coaster? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So I had to go back to my old ways. I'm like, okay, one of us needs to go to Ratatouille, one of us needs to go to Crush Coaster, someone else has to go get breakfast.
Yeah, and literally you run in and you have to run to the part, and they're going, you're getting all the announcements, they're going, please do not run. It's like, well, if I don't, there's already a queue. But no, I think there's that kind of thing of, if you're planning on going, price it up. If you're getting the free dining plan and you were going there and you were staying at that resort and you were doing it all there anyway, then that's a free bonus, and free food's free food, and you cannot. And there's that thing of this is worth a freebie. You cannot complain. However, there's that side thing of, well, if the vacation in that resort is going to cost you another $2,000, and to get the free food, and you're going to stay off site, will you save that much money? It's worth looking in. You got to do your maths.
Yep, got to do your homework when it comes to that. I mean, a lot of people. I know what we did when I was younger. When I first went, my mother just had like a grocery delivery service done. So she just had food delivered to our hotel room before we arrived. But obviously we can't do that anymore. But I mean, that is an option to look into as well. That could save you a little bit of change too.
Yes, yeah. I remember going to the park with our sandwiches that we'd made up, and our warm soft drinks that had warmed up during the day, because we'd been staying off site with the family and stuff. But it was also the thing, if we were on holiday and it was that thing, you had one meal a day where we got to eat out, but it was always that breakfast in the room. and then it was, you know, a cheap lunch, and then you got to have something decent. But yeah, you know, the old packed lunch system is never a bad thing, and even just buying food outside of the resort is never a bad thing, especially in Walt Disney World. There's so much stuff on like International Drive. You know, we quite often used to eat out that way. But when you're on resort and you're staying in resort, it's amazing how much more expensive everything. And then you start going, well, I'm not going. I remember we were down in Clearwater for the beach, and was like, well, shall we stop off and have something to eat? And they were going, I'm going, no, we've got like 6 credits left. We need to use 2 of them. So you know, like, no, we're not going to eat in Clearwater for dinner. No, we'll wait a half an hour, till we're back to the resort because we've got food fed. And that's when you start feeling like that's when you're losing your flexibility, because you're going, no, we can't eat out because we've already paid for it.
Right, so it's like now you kind of feel, and that's kind of a trick with Disney too, because it's like you have those snack credits, so now you kind of have to come back on the property to use up those snack credits.
So it's definitely an interesting thing. Love to know your guys' thoughts on dining, and also just on the free dining plan as a whole, because while it is a free dining plan, and if it's a bonus, it's great, but you've got to check it out beforehand. Okay, as per usual, you can check us out on all of the different social medias. You can follow us on the audio platforms. You can also find us on a number of different video platforms, including YouTube. Where can they find you, Victoria?
They can find me on Twitter at He Calls Me PP and Instagram at He Calls Me Pineapple Princess.
On that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you guys soon. Laters.
Bye.